Well, we've all been there, or will be at some point in our lives. The time in our lives we thought we were the most popular kid in school. The time in our lives we thought we had a lot of friends, or we have a lot of years ahead of us. But I hate to break it to you, but life moves fast, and I wish I knew these 10 things when I was a teenager. The first thing I want you to know is everyone has their own time clock. Everyone has their own pace. Do not be pressured into thinking you need to figure yourself out in your 20s. I think society puts that pressure onto us in saying, oh, you need to figure yourself out by the time you graduate high school. You need to figure yourself out in your 20s. That's not how life works. Everyone has their own time frame. Everyone has their own pace. Go with your own pace. Do not rush the process. You might see a friend, or you might see someone from the same age group, or even someone younger than you, successful at 17. Someone from your age group can be successful at 20. That doesn't mean you need to be successful at 20. Go by your own pace. If you are gonna be successful at 40, you will be successful at 40. If you're gonna be successful at 60, you will be successful at 60. But do not be pressured into thinking, oh, John is successful at 20. I am 22. I need to be successful by next year. No, that's not how life works. Do not rush the process. Stay consistent. Work on your craft. Be dedicated. Be disciplined. And you shall be successful at whatever pace your life is supposed to be. Save money. Save money. Save money. I think as young people, we're always inclined to buy more, to always chase after the things we want, always go more, always go after the things we love. Which it's easier now because of online shopping. Within a few clicks, you get the stuff you want. Watching a video, an ad pops up, you get the stuff you want. It's really accessible nowadays to always buy stuff. But I think that will only put you into the wrong financial move. I think we're all gonna make financial decisions, and we're all gonna make wrong financial decisions, which is fine, only if you learn from them. But if you keep making wrong financial decisions, you're just gonna hurt yourself in the wrong run. So always go by this. I always go by this. This is like a rule that I go by. Maybe in the last couple of years, I always go by the want and the need rule. A book, for instance. If I see a book and I'm like, oh, I really like that book, I always go by, do I want the book or do I need the book? Do you see what I'm saying? If I think I want the book, I'm like, oh, I just want the book because I like how it looks. I want the book because I just want to have it. But if I need the book, I'm like, oh, I really need this book because of so and so. So it's like you need air, you need water to survive. But do you need ice cream to survive? No, you don't need ice cream to survive. So do you see what I'm saying? So if you need to ask yourself, do I need air or do I want air? You don't want air. Of course you want to breathe, but you need air to survive. You want ice cream or do you need ice cream? You don't need ice cream to survive. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe you need ice cream to survive, but you do not need ice cream. You want ice cream because of how it tastes. You want ice cream, which is totally fine. You can treat yourself sometimes. You can always spend things on yourself, which is totally fine. But always go by that rule. Do not always go with stuff you want. Get the stuff you need, and if you think you really want something, but it's not really a necessity in your life, don't make that wrong financial decision. Take care of yourself, your personal hygiene, your physical health, your mental health. It's really important if you really want to live a long life. I think as young people, we think we are invincible, or we think we can always change as we grow older. Like, oh, in my 20s, that's when I'm gonna eat all the junk food. In my 20s is when I'm gonna drink a lot of alcohol. In my 20s is when I'm not gonna sleep a lot. Then once I reach 50, that's when I'm gonna relax and diet and kind of calm down with all those stuff. That's the wrong move. Let me say exercise. It can be a 2-minute walk every day. That helps. Those are little goals. If you don't take care of yourself right now and then want to take care of yourself when you're 50 or when you're 60, it's going to be difficult. I'm not saying you won't be able to do it, but it's going to be difficult. So If you take care of your physical health right now, when you're 60, when you're 70, it always comes back. What goes around comes around. So if you take care of yourself right now, it will come around to help you. If you hurt yourself right now, it will come around to haunt you. So always take care of yourself. Stop thinking about what other people think of you. We always have the perception as humans. I mean, it's just human nature to be like, oh, I wish what they're gonna say. I wish what my parents are gonna say. I wish what my friends are gonna say. And I think it holds us back. Do stuff you love. Be you. Do yourself. Because I can guarantee that no one's thinking about you. No one is. Because everyone is thinking about themselves. And I think I'm guilty of this. My YouTube channel, I've always been thinking, oh, I really wonder what people are gonna say about my YouTube channel once they know I have a YouTube channel at school. I always thought, what are my parents gonna think? Of course, everyone has an opinion. Everyone is gonna have an opinion. That's for sure. With whatever you do, if you want to start a business, everyone's gonna have an opinion. But that's it. No one's gonna think of you in 5 years. Think of yourself. Be you. People are only thinking of themselves, so you need to think of yourself. Be considerate of your own self. Of course, be respectful. Always be respectful, but do not think of what people think of you. Take risk. Take risk. When you're young, you still have time to experience stuff. So take wise risk. Take legal risk. Don't put yourself into trouble. Don't put yourself in a decision that you're gonna regret later. So always take the risk. If you want to start a business at 20, start the business. There's no guarantee that you're gonna succeed in the business. If you start a business at 20 and the business doesn't work by 26, it's fine. You can always learn from it. You can always go into another business or go into something else with that experience that you've learned that will help you succeed down the line. So take the risk, the necessary risk that 50-year-old you wouldn't regret, because you don't want to be on your deathbed and being like, I wish I did this. You don't want to be that. You don't. Regret is bad. Regret is bad. Being like, I wish I did this. So take the risk. Always. Stop seeking validation. Be yourself. Choose your friends wisely. You do not need to fit in at all. You do not need to fit in. Just be yourself. Just do you. If you think you have a group of people that are cool and you want to fit in, and they're like, oh, we go to parties every day, and you're not that type of person, that's not your group. If you're not a drinker and the group is always drinking, but you want to fit in by drinking, that's not your group. So be yourself. Even if you stand out, even if you're against the grain, even if you're against society, just be yourself. Just be yourself. If everyone has a business and they're selling tacos, and you think you also want a business, but you're gonna sell burgers, sell burgers. You don't need to sell tacos to fit in, because in the long run, you're not gonna want it. So if you have a group of friends that are going into the medical field and you don't want to go into the medical field, you want to do something else, go do that thing. Because then, even if you get into the medical field, 2, 3, 4 years down the line, you're going to regret being in that field. So do not seek validation. Be yourself, be you, and always, you always have like-minded people. You always have your own group that is going to form, like people that are going to love you. Create more memories. Memories can be in terms of visual. Memories can be in terms of writing. It can be in terms of experience. But create more memories. Like what I'm doing right now is creating memories. 50-year-old me can look back on these videos and be like, wow, this was me. This was my mentality back then. I still look back to my first YouTube video, which is now private, but I still look back to those videos and be like, this is fully me. This is what I was saying back then. So always create memories. It can be in terms of experience. If you love travel, because it's once in a lifetime opportunity. I came to Alaska for experience. I could have stayed in North Carolina. I could have gone somewhere else. But with Alaska, I can always be like, oh, I've been to Alaska. So always create the experience. If you want to go to Disney, it's expensive, but if you can afford it, try and go. It's an experience. If you have a diary and you love writing, write. Just create the experience. Because you don't want to go and pass that stage and be like, oh, I wish. Just going back to the wish on your deathbed and being like, I wish I did this. You don't want to go to that state. Regret is really bad. So always create memories. If it's like recording videos, you can record videos without posting them. You can just record videos for your kids. You can record videos for your family. You can record videos for yourself. In 20 years' time, go back and look at the videos. That's the main reason why we take pictures. When you have a kid, you take a picture of the kid. When you have a dog, you take a picture of the dog. And in 20 years' time, you look back to it and be like, oh, that was this was that. Record the memories and keep them. You don't have to post them. If you decide to post them, then fine. But create memories. Create memories. They are fun. Be willing to learn. Be open-minded. Always be ready to absorb new things. We're never perfect. No man's an island. I think as young people, we sometimes have the impression of, oh, I'm always right. No one's always right. No one is. We all are dependent of someone else. We all are dependent of something else. Even the richest, even the most powerful are dependent in some ways of someone else. If you're with your parents, learn from them. If you're at work and you have someone that has gone through what you're going through, learn from them. You can even learn from someone younger than you, because everyone has a different experience. Everyone has a different part. So always be willing to learn. Sometimes we always say to ourselves, oh, this person is always talking nonsense. I've been taught when I was young, I've always been taught, it was a saying that even if someone is saying nonsense and you think the person is saying nonsense, there's always an element of sense into that. So if the person is saying stuff, try to take the sense out of it and leave the rest out of it. That's just it. That is just it. So be of value. So everyone has something to deliver on earth. Everyone has something to deliver. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, Asian, African. It doesn't matter. Everyone has something to offer. That's why we have teachers, we have drivers, we have food delivery drivers, we have astronauts, we have florists, we have everything in the world, because everyone has something to deliver. If your calling is to be on YouTube, then be on YouTube and offer something to someone. If you're gonna be a teacher, you're offering something to someone, even if it's just one person. I'm here right now saying this. It might not be useful to anyone, but it can be useful to just one person. I'm offering something. So always offer something. If your calling is to be a chef and offer your cooking skills to the wall. If your calling is to be a graphic designer, be a graphic designer. You're offering something to the wall. So everyone has something to offer. You know the saying, the parties will always be around. You may not be always around, but the parties will always be around. Going back to the same thing about young people, I think we are more like, oh, I'm gonna party now and work later. No, that's the wrong thing. Reverse it. You have to work now and party later. Because if you're just partying right now, not building your future, in 30 years time, you're like, oh, I wish I did this. In 50 years time, you're like, oh, I'm really tired right now, but I really need to go work right now. I think you need to work right now and party later. If you work right now in 30 years, you can always go back to those parties. If you work right now in 50 years and you build the future that you want. The future that you want doesn't have to be being a millionaire. The future that you want, it can be just a comfortable life. But you've built the future. You can always party later. And partying doesn't mean going to the club. Partying means just sitting down, being comfortable with your surroundings, being comfortable with your environment, with your family, and with your future, and being like, this is the life I've always dreamed of. This is the life I've always wanted. Build your future. If you think you need to build your own business right now, start building your business. Put work into it. If you think your business needs 23 hours a day, 23 hours a day, it is. I mean, it's difficult, but if you think that's what you need to build your future, do it right now, and then later you can always party. Always work right now and party later. I'm not saying these things because I'm perfect, or I'm not saying these things because I've mastered life. No, I haven't figured myself out. I have not been really saving. I have been in the habit of spending. Um, I have not been really creating memories. I have not been taking a lot of risks. I've not been taking care of myself. To be real with you, I've not been taking care of myself. Um, I've not been getting the amount of sleep I really want, and yeah, so I'm imperfect. I'm also learning on this stuff, but I'm just sharing them to someone that might need them. Uh, yeah, that's just it. Be yourself. Always, always work hard, work smart, work hard, build your future. And 80-year-old you will love you. So I wish I've touched someone today. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.